What's good? Osiris here. Morning live. Can you believe that? I've been up for quite a bit. I've been up since 4 a.m. Mountain. This has kind of been my new schedule. So I'm trying to figure things out. Got more energy in the morning. Forget the nights. I love the nights, but I sound terrible. What's good? The thing that's going to be kind of awkward for me is some of the topics I talk about are not really necessarily morning topics. So when I get to them, just pretend like we pulled an all-nighter and it feels like we're up late. First topic, jumping right in. Let's get it. Manhattan prosecutors will begin presenting Trump case to grand jury. This is the case that this is part of the case. I don't think they're even bringing the whole thing. This is centered just on the Stormy Daniels stuff. When we kind of got a good laugh when Alvin Bragg was dropping. It looked like he was dropping the case a while back. Toy Mafia, yo, what's up? It looked like he was dropping it, and I was kind of laughing like, they can't get him. I called him Teflon Don. I call him Notorious Don, and I was just joking all these nicknames for him, but they brought it back. They got the pressure back on him. The Manhattan District Attorney knows there's nothing here other than maybe a misdemeanor. Can you imagine going after a former president for a misdemeanor? But he's under pressure. He got put in that position to do this, to be anti-populist, to go against MAGA. You better get your butt and do that. Otherwise, they're in that dirt. They're in that dirt digging for stuff on Alvin. They already got that booklet. They got the binder of receipts, and just allegedly. And if you don't do the bidding, I need to get that drop. What is thy bidding, my master? If you don't do the bidding of your master, you'll get got. Greg Wilson, good morning. People up in the morning? What y'all doing up in the morning like this? Well, East Coast, if you're East Coast, it's 7:40. I'm gonna go for about 50 minutes. Let's get into it. The Manhattan District Attorney, they on Monday began presenting evidence to a grand jury about Donald J. Trump and his role in paying hush money. This is via the New York Times. To a prawn star, Grandpappy Dodd, you know how he rolled back in the day. He was the man. Just hush money to a prawn star during his 2016 presidential campaign. Now, looking back at it, Paps, I don't know, would it have mattered? I mean, they had him on tape literally saying, grab him by the and it didn't matter. Now, who knew what was going to matter, what didn't, and it doesn't matter to me. That's how different my needs are from politicians from the 80s. Could you imagine a politician in the 80s and 90s having a tape come out on them, the Access Hollywood tape saying that I wanted to grab them by the and still be fine? Nah, things change. People are more concerned about their freedom and basically throwing a figurative throwing of a Molotov cocktail to a place that does not respect them. Laying the groundwork for potential criminal charges against the former president in the coming months. So they're going forward with it. I am surprised. What you're seeing is New York versus MAGA. New York is the capital of shill. New York is the true capital of the United States of America, not D.C. New York is the capital. It is the financial capital. That's why 9/11 was an attack on New York, primarily. It is the wishes of the cabal through New York, the finances, the politics, versus MAGA. That's why they got Steve Bannon up in there. If you are MAGA, you need to get the hell up out of New York. If you're a populist of any sort, you can't be in New York. Libby Emmons from, who I think very highly of, from Post Millennials, I believe she got the hell up out of there. Because everybody was like in a concerning manner, not just like putting milk in the chat and Timcast. And guys, would you stop that? Be more respectful. Summertime's going to be here sooner than later, and let her be comfortable without the milk emojis. It's more than just the milk emojis. People were honestly, and me legitimately, as funny as those were, legitimately concerned for Libby and being there. Project Veritas, I believe, do they still have an office there? Why? You don't want to be there. Let's just make sure that that's clear. You don't want to be in DC. You don't want to be in New York. There's a separation that needs to happen here. That's why Don Dada now chooses his home residence is Mar-a-Lago, not New York. A conviction is not a sure thing. Of course not, because it's craziness. In part because a case could hinge on showing that Mr. Trump and his company falsified records to hide the payout from voters. So they're trying to go at this with a felony charge of some type of breaking election law. That's what they're trying to go after. It's a low-level felony charge that would be based on even the New York Times, this is from the New York Times, even the New York Times is saying would be based on a largely untested legal theory. This is the reason why Alvin Bragg dropped it in the first place. He's like, this is madness. The case would also rely on the testimony of Michael D. Cohen, another one of those people that were in Trump's circle and fell out of Trump's circle. Trump has a lot of them, and they all got the figurative knives out, trying to come back for him. Trump's former fixer who made the payment and who himself pleaded guilty to federal charges. So I just want to throw this out. I had a question here. I didn't have time to dig for the answer. How is Trump paying for this? Is it through his election? Can he pay for the lawyers? The reason why I'm asking is because this is an attempt to suck and drain the resources out of somebody running. Doesn't matter what he want to do. Steve Bannon. They want to suck, drain time, resources, get him off his show. He has to go meet with lawyers. He has to pay millions for lawyers. Trump's got to pay millions for lawyers. And it's a frivolous thing. And look, there's not going to be sanctions here, obviously. But when Trump tried to fire back legally, they just went they dismissed sanctions or whatever penalties against the lawyers. Don't let it happen again. Loretta Height, what's good? Loretta says Trump was a good president. Sure would enjoy his policies again, build a wall, put our countries first. Yes. Milk cast. Casual goes. It's too early in the morning. Behave yourself, young man. What's up, Fred the Show? I got to hit you up, man, to get a time to do a non-political show. That was so much fun. Appreciate you, Casual Goats. Deck Gmail, steal all the money. Mad Cow Mark, morning from Australia. Man, all the negative stuff I might say about YouTube, like, I would never be able to connect with somebody in Australia. Thank you for stopping by. So this is what they're doing here with it. I'm just going to go through a little bit of the case here. I covered this, that they began presenting evidence earlier, but it was more broader. That's why I was like, whoa, they're narrowing it down now. In the early weeks of his tenure last year, Mr. Bragg developed concerns about the strength of the case. Even Alvin Bragg looked at it and said, we're going after a former president for this? Nah, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, they wrote a book on him. One of these dudes, one of them who was in the office underneath Bragg, Mark Pomerantz, resigned. It was highly critical. And he's like that tattletale type person who goes to they know that the masters want this. It doesn't matter how frivolous it is. The masters want it, and they want it timed right around the election. And so Pomerantz resigned when Bragg said, I'm not doing this. It's stupid. And he resigned, and now he wrote a book, People versus Donald Trump, detailing his account of the inquiry, basically a book that's going to have Alvin Bragg didn't have the courage. Alvin Bragg didn't do this. Donald Trump is the worst thing in the world. Bragg was brought into this to be against populists, and he came into office and didn't understand his job. He did do these woke policies that make crime a lot more appealing to criminals, but he didn't understand that going after Trump in New York, that's part of your job. So they're going after him. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go after him. This is not a normal jury. Anybody done jury duty before? Anyone been on a jury? I've been on a jury. Well, I've done jury duty multiple times. I've only been on trial once. I was an alternate jurist. So as an alternate jurist, you've got to go to the trial. It was so boring. It was some type of club fight in Cleveland, Ohio with girls. And I forget what the charges were, but it's funny. I was actually on one of the young ladies, actually the defendant in the fight. I forget what the charges were. I think the defendant wrecked the other girl or something like that. But she was found innocent. But she actually stayed in my apartment complex. I actually seen her all the time in the elevator. But I stayed in an apartment complex in Euclid, Ohio. It was, it was thousands of people on there. It's one of those Democratic hellholes where they come through every election season trying to get ballot harvesting because you've got thousands of people within a very small area. It's surreal to live in that type of environment. But she lived in the park, not just in it, thousands of people. She was right in my building. I seen her almost every day. And she was very attractive, very, seemed like a really nice young woman. But, stuff happens at the club. But you have to go as an alternate juror every single day. And then after the trial's done, if all the jurors are there, then they just you get up out of here. You don't even get to deliberate. So can you imagine serving for 6 months? That's the worst. Now they give you a little stipend. They pay for your lunches, I think. But, that's a disaster. 6 months serving for this? Oh, man. And then they taken the jury pool from Manhattan. So I went and looked and said, how did they vote in Manhattan? 86%, 86.7% Biden, 11% Trump. Good luck with that jury, Grandpappy. It ain't going to go well. They would convict him of anything, literally anything, like D.C. The company's former chief financial officer was also involved in reimbursing Cohen. So Cohen paid off Daniels, and then the company's CFO paid off Cohen. So I don't think there's any debate there that Trump paid off the Stormy Daniels. And looking back, it's just so weird. You paid her off, and the story came out anyway. I don't know, what did you pay her off for? And then what was really that bad about the story? I know it's a flaw. We're all sinners. I know it's flawed, but we're talking about Trump here. Nobody cared about this. This wasn't like Mitt Romney. If it was like Mitt Romney, it would have been a little more awkward, I think. But nobody was voting for Trump for his virtue, like for his faith. You remember when they asked Trump, I always bring it up, remember when they asked Trump what his favorite Bible quote was? They're like, Trump, what's your favorite Bible quote? It would be kind of like asking me, what's your favorite Bible quote? I'd be like, his answer was so funny. I don't have that. I have it somewhere on my computer, but I can't find it quickly. I love that clip. Unless Weisselberg agrees to cooperate, to corroborate Mr. Cohen, so Cohen's saying that he paid me and I paid her, then if they don't have somebody to corroborate it, then Cohen is not a legitimate witness. So they need more than that. But there is some other circumstantial evidence. Trump called Mr. Cohen a couple days before they wired the money over. You could infer whatever you want. I think it's done. He paid it off. There's no debating that, for me at least. Definitely not that Manhattan jury. That's a wrap. But I believe that's just a misdemeanor. For Mr. Bragg's prosecutors, the core of any possible case is the way the Trump organization reimbursed. This is where they're trying to go with that low-level felony, is that he paid $130,000 to Ms. Daniels, and it's about how the company recorded it internally. According to the court papers in Mr. Cohen's federal case, the company falsely identified reimbursements as legal expenses, and that's all they're trying to go after. Violations of that law can be charged as a misdemeanor. We're going after former presidents now. We should have 3 special counsels, and we're going after former presidents for misdemeanors. And when Tim Pool says civil war, people act like he's crazy. What do you think this is? What else would you call going after a former president for jaywalking, essentially? What would you call him? What would you call it? I don't know what else you could call it. Prelude, antebellum. To make it a felony, Mr. Bragg's prosecutors would need to show that Trump falsified the records to help commit or conceal a second crime, in this case, violating the New York state election law. Basically, I don't even know what they're trying to say. That second aspect has largely gone untested and would therefore make for a risky legal case. All they want to do is tie this up in the courtroom. Supreme Court would never go for that. At least, luckily, we have a Supreme Court that wouldn't. Mr. Pecker. I was supposed to introduce Mr. Pecker before I talked about Mr. Pecker, Okay, here's Mr. Pecker on Monday. One of the witnesses is Mr. Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer. The reason why I wanted to include this is Mr. Pecker was an ally to Trump. And this is another part of it, to go up New York going after Trump and making sure they don't want any populist allies out there. So what they wanted to do was kind of catch this story. David Pecker went out there and said, hey, Stormy, you got this story. Come to us at the National Enquirer when he was the former publisher. We'll pay you $100. I believe it was $150. I got to look that up. Ex-publisher was set to meet with prosecutors. That's him right there. And they said, hey, Stormy, come to us. We'll pay you for the story, and we'll stop the story. We won't run the story. We'll play for exclusive rights. But then Stormy was like, okay, you, National Enquirer, paid for the exclusive rights, but somebody still got to pay me off personally. And then David Pecker was like, I'm good. I gave you money for the story. You're going to have to holler at Grandpappy Don for that. And then that's how Michael Cohen and them got involved. They want to punish anybody who would be a Trump ally. So here you see Pecker paid $150K to him. And that's all I wanted to talk about with this. What's the takeaway? It's a risk. Even what I'm doing right now is a risk. If any company, any major company that I work for would see me do that segment, it could be curtains for your career. It's that crazy how things are right now. And you know what? I'm at that point where I don't give a damn. Let me know what you think. What time is it in Australia? Greg Wilson says, watching the Alex Murdaugh, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Murdaugh trial is going slow. Oh, Ricada, I've heard them talking about that. What is that trial? I don't even remember. Is that the one with where they were fighting outside? The kind of hillbilly guys? Let me look that up real quick. Because I heard them talking about it. Oh, shoot. South Carolina. Oh, is that trial? With that funny scene where they were like had beef? That would, man, I remember watching that video a long time ago. Man, these trials take forever to come. Is that it? This is what Greg Wilson is talking about. South Carolina legal Zion Alex Murdaugh's double murder trial wrapped up day 4. Let's see here. What is this? Indicted on unlived charges for the... Oh, no, I don't know what this is. Oh, my gosh. Murdaugh used a weapon to take off his son's, dome. Wow. I don't even know what this is. I'm trying to figure out which one this is. I thought this was the one where they had beef in the street. Yeah, I don't even know, man. Dang. What, is there a controversy with that trial or what? Okay, it's almost midnight, so it's nighttime. So this next topic will be okay for you in Australia because this is a nighttime topic. Thanks for that. I'm gonna get to my nighttime topic. I want to get to Shirley or not Shirley, but an actress that played Shirley. Got GM vehicles on the menu. Got a lot on the menu. I'm just gonna go until it's over. Here's where I wanted to stop, at this borough right here. Believe it or not, this is my second topic. This dude right here is crying and apologizing, and this is somewhat of an adult topic, so a warning. This dude right here is crying, and I don't have a problem. I've said multiple times on the channel, I'm not a big crier. It's not healthy though. I'm not trying to say anything about like crying not being manly. That's not my take. I'm not even trying to make a manly take here. I guess maybe indirectly. But this dude here, I'm gonna play a video. This dude is crying and apologizing. Let me play the video and then I'll explain what he's crying and apologizing for and why I'm like, this is very off-putting to me.
Weird, I don't know, seat sniffing joke. I've never done anything like that. I've never done anything like that on a stream.
Okay, let's bring it back. I know the volume's low, but turn it up. I'm not gonna interrupt it because my volume is at a different level. So turn it up if you need to. Crank it up a little bit. It is 1 minute, and I'll play it.
Stream to like create a pattern of behavior where I really want, especially women on Twitch, to feel safer. Like we call fucking booba spam cringe. We don't do that there. I've never made like a fucking weird, I don't know, seat sniffing joke. I've never done anything like that. I've never done anything like that on a stream. And we don't tolerate any sex behavior in the chat. We ban it on site. And like I've done this consistently over and over and over. And then fucking at 2 a.m., you know, I've been watching so much fucking, I've been reading so much fucking AI stuff. I'm reading all this fucking stuff about AI and fucking deepfake music, deepfake art, and everything. And I'm in these fucking discords, and I just feel so embarrassing of me. But I was on fucking Pornhub, dude. I was on a fucking regular ass normal fucking website, and there was an ad. There's an ad on every fucking video for this fucking. So I know other people must be clicking it because it's on every fucking video for fucking deepfake thing. And then I streamed to like create a pattern of behavior where I really want, especially women on Twitch, to feel safer. Like we call fucking booba spam cringe. We don't do that.
Okay, so that's enough of that. So let me explain what's happening. This bro right here went on Pornhub, and he's apologizing for it. He got caught watching. I don't know how he got caught. People had screenshots. I don't know. Was it in the background or what? I don't know. But this Twitch screamer, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Atrioc, gets caught watching Pokimane deepfake prawn. So he's on his stream crying and apologizing. How would you handle that if you were a streamer? So I guess I'm a streamer, right? So not at that dude's level, of course, but how would I handle? Let me think about it. So if you don't know Pokimane, is it Pokimane? How you pronounce it? This is Pokimane right here. So let me put it to myself. And Pokimane is of age. Let's just make sure that that's clear. Looks young. I think she's like 25. Let me look. Pokimane is 26. So let's first handle that part of it. So let me go back though. If I were caught, how would I react if I actually had a screen? Because you could do that. You share your screen, and then all of a sudden you see Pokimane on your screen. But it's a deep fake. And with this deep fake is what it is you can put someone else's face on another body, and it's not really Pokimane's body, but it is a uncovered body with Pokimane's face on it. I'm trying to think, if I were caught doing that, what would I say? I would probably be like, let me see. How would I apologize? I would say 0 F's given. That's what I would say. I think that's what I would say. There'd be no apologizing. I would have that Matt Walsh energy about the apology. There's no apologies for that. What am I apologizing for? Nobody was harmed in the process. I didn't make the deep fakes. By the way, Pokimane, what is she selling on her channel? Oh, sexuality. It's not like it's some, streamer that's, related or what. It's not even like that. What are you apologizing for, bruh? I don't understand. You went on Pornhub. He was looking. So what he's saying is, the reason why he was like, I'm looking at all this AI stuff is because you go to some of these websites, you're looking at AI stuff. And I've been on like these torrent sites and all that too. And the ads come up will be like Pokimane type stuff with their assets out or what, something enticing to be like, damn, it's 2 a.m. I'm just going to click on it. Like, I give in. You guys got me on this one. The dress looks good or whatever. The bra's like, it's the right time. You caught me in a vulnerable moment and you hit click. And then the next thing you know, you're on Pornhub, you're on those websites where they bring the siren out and you're like, damn, how do I close this ad? You're in the rabbit hole. You're done. This might not happen to women as much, but I'll just tell you, this can happen to dudes. Allegedly, this would never happen to me. I've only heard of these stories. This would never happen to me. This has never happened to me. I'm 45 years old. I'm just telling you, speculating what could happen. Did I say that it was me on these sites? No, I'm just speculating. Of course it's happened. You go on the site and you're like, your mind's wandering, whatever, you're sleepy. You're like, oh, let me just click on it. What is it? You're literally not even thinking in your head. And the next 2 clicks away, the next thing you know, you're watching Nancy P, and she's doing something that you didn't really watch. She's doing more than you asked for. It's like 3 clicks away. And you're there. The next thing you know, you're looking at Liz Cheney, and you're looking at her in a way you never wanted to, much less Pokimane. What are you apologizing for, bro? I'm being serious. What is he apologizing for? If you don't want to watch the channel, don't watch the channel. Unsubscribe. Go somewhere else. He wasn't harming anyone. He didn't do anything bad. Now, I will say this. I have sworn off prawn because I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel it like that. I feel like it sucks out the energy out of you. I don't like it. But I'm not apologizing. If I were to fall off the wagon, I'm not apologizing for it. I might share too much information and you might have to go like, it's too early in the morning, bro. It's coffee time. What are we talking about? That's fine, but I'm not apologizing. That won't happen. And to end the topic, you see why people flock to Andrew Tate. You can see it easily. This bruh's on camera apologizing for going to Pornhub and watching Pokimane on deepfake? What? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Now, I don't know if you're Pokimane, you don't like it. I fully understand you. I'm not against you. Hey, we're going to the metaverse. Don't be mad at Atrioc. He didn't make it. He got sucked into it. And that's why people want that type of energy, that 0 F's given energy. It's embarrassing, bro. Let me know what you think. Speaking of deepfake, I do have a serious topic on deepfake. So a good transition. Let me get this bro off the screen. I'll look at the comments. I'm scared to look at the comments, but I'll look at the comments. I think I owe it to the comments to look at them. I have a whole bunch of stuff, so here's my deepfake stuff. But let me take a look at the comments real quick. Yeah, he was on Pornhub. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, next thing you know, and so Infidel Rage is like Nancy doing something with her mommy milkers. The next thing you know, not me, it would be somebody else. Not me. I would never be on Pornhub and see anything about Sarah Palin or Nancy. That I am too righteous for anything like that. That's not me. It's too early in the morning. I'm just saying hypothetically. Hypothetically, if you took that path and you went down the rabbit hole, you might see things you didn't know you wanted to see, or you might see things that you knew that you never wanted to see. And one of them might be Ms. Pelosi and something to do with milk. It's very possible. Deepfake is becoming a serious issue, though. The images that you're seeing right now on your screen are not real. They're deep fakes. You might have seen this. I wanted to do a video on this way back in the channel, and this is when I was not efficient when doing videos, and I didn't get a chance to put one up. Now I can just do videos in 2 seconds. So I'm fine with that. These are deep fakes. Deep fakes are becoming a serious issue already, and the AI isn't even that good. Let me show you, if you haven't seen them, let me show you some of the clips of these deep fakes. This is not, I repeat, this is not really Tom Cruise, what I'm going to show you right here. I'm playing a video right now. I'm going to turn the sound on. This is not Tom Cruise. It is completely fake. Let's take a look.
I'm going to show you some magic. It's the real thing. I mean, it's all the real thing.
That video was fake. There's absolutely no way to tell it's fake by the naked eye. There's absolutely no way to 100% say whether that video is real or fake just using the human naked eye. This is an old video. I mean, this is like over a year ago. I think I wanted to do the video on the channel about this. It's a problem. And when there's a problem, private business steps in to try to fix it. It's a problem because this technology is not going to be very hard to get a hold of. It's not going to be just like the Feebuy group or the deep state's going to have it. Everybody's going to have it, pretty much. So it transitions well from the Pokimane stuff. Pretty soon you're going to be able to put whatever person you want. You see somebody on TikTok, take a little screenshot, put it in your machine, and now you've got your own prawn hub. You won't even need prawn hub. The chief of Adobe said this. They were asking this question: why not have your genius engineers develop some software program that can analyze a video and go, that's fake? Because we need that now. The problem is the technology to detect AI is developing, and the technology to edit AI is developing, and there's always going to be this horse race of which one wins. And so we know that for a long-term perspective, AI is not going to be the answer. I don't know what the answer is going to be. What they're saying is this is the same debate that when I used to watch baseball, they were having this debate about steroids. They were like, okay, these dudes are using the cream or whatever they're using. I'm not familiar with the roids. They're using the roids, and we have to test for them. The problem is that the people using the roids are ahead of the testers. So you're testing for the roids. They're on to another variant that the test can't pick, whether it's HGH or whatever else. Same thing with the AI. Oh, you've got an AI to test that the Tom Cruise video was fake. Oh, you know what? We've got a new AI to trick your AI. We're in a world where you're going to need like self-thinking, sentient AI to get involved here. But here's what they got. Microsoft and Adobe joined forces, and I don't like these behemoths of a company. I don't like these companies, but it does show the private sector, to me, solving a problem. That just because these companies have a monopoly, they're disgusting, they're evil, they work with the government, and they create fascism, doesn't mean they don't have a place. Well, it doesn't mean that private companies aren't the issue. You just need decentralization. So for these private companies, Microsoft and Adobe joined forces, or you could argue Microsoft is not. I don't know if Adobe works with the government, but we know Microsoft does. They joined forces and designed a new feature called Content Credentials, which they hope will someday appear on every authentic photo and video. Here's how it works. Somebody shows a picture of the Great Pyramids covered in snow. And they say, I just saw this on the news. It blew my mind. Can you believe scientists found this in Antarctica? Totally wild. Can you believe someone found pyramids in Antarctica? There's going to be a little eye for like info on there to show, oh, these pictures are spliced together. One of my most embarrassing moments on Twitter. I don't know if you saw this a while back. I did mention it on the channel a while back, where they were showing this picture of the moon and claimed like it was in Antarctica or something like that, and the moon was huge. And I thought it was real. It was kind of like my ditzy moment. And I thought it was real for a second. I think I replied, God is good. God ain't good enough to give you common sense, bro. That was fake. But it was a beautiful fake. I mean, it looked really beautiful. But yeah, it would be a little eye, and it would be like for people who are stupid like me, like, you dumbass, this is not real. That's basically what it is, but it will help on the ones that are not as obvious. And as you can see, it even shows you the iterations, and then it shows you like, hey, look how they did it almost. So that's all I wanted to show was like, for more information, go to content credentials beta for Photoshop. And they're trying to figure out how to detect these deep fakes from reality, which we really will need. I mean, one of the positive things from these deep fakes is you will eventually be able to put all the data. It will be able to read, scan my channel. Just let's use me for example. I could get a chat GPT or whatever with this deep fake, scan my channel, all the topics. You got my voice. You know what I talk about. You can take my image. Shoot, you can make me look good, make me look better. So you can make someone who's ugly. You could take somebody like myself and say, you know what, tweak this up a little bit. Okay, you got it. Okay, take the gray out real quick. Okay. Give me a different sweater. Okay. And give me a different set. And it won't even be me. It'll be a deep fake. And you won't see this green outline because of the poor green screen. It would be beautiful. And it would be basically spitting out the exact same stuff. Like it would be able to eventually, not tomorrow, but maybe who knows, 5 years, 10 years, it'll be able to see a topic trending and say, what would Osiris from Middle MAGA say about it? Got it. Based on his data, I know what he'll say about it. And boom. Everybody's job's in danger. Let me know what you think. Good morning. It's a morning stream. I got to be out in 14 minutes. Got to wake up the kids. Casual Goat says in 1984, the party was able to create any reality they wanted. Orwell never could have foreseen AI and deepfakes, though. No, but he did not. But he foresaw the consequences of whatever it would be. Same with the founding fathers. They had no idea what our weaponry would be or what our society would be like. But they said, hey, you've got to be able to mend this thing because the world's going to be different 100 years from now. And we know free speech, generally speaking, is going to be important. We know 2A is going to be important. We know these Bill of Rights are going to be important. But they're going to have to, society's going to have to figure it out. And you're absolutely right. We will not be able to tell reality. Here's a topic we were talking about on Twitter. There's OnlyFans. OnlyFans are going to, even people who go on to OnlyFans are going to lose their job. You're just going to have AI avatars with the perfect bodies. You'll be able to go on there and say, you like big butts? Boom. Is that butt too big? Do you like the waist a little thicker or a little? Do you want like a little mini roll? I don't actually mind. I know it's too much information, but I don't mind like a little mini roll, like the start of a roll. I like the start of a roll. So I'm just saying, you could go to OnlyFans and configure your perfect body, perfect woman. I would say I would have like a template, like start with this, and then I would say do like the beginning of a little, not like a roll where you just grab, just like a. So not like a full donut roll, just like a little roll. And I like a nice, like a plump, but not a BBL. And I'm not really a jugs guy. As funny it is, I'm completely joking about the Pelosi stuff. I'm not really a jugs guy. I just like smaller, perky. So you could do what you want is my point. And it will give you an AI and it will tell you what personality you want the AI. It could be really quick. It won't even be a real person, but it will look like a real person. It was on Twitter. I'm not going to go search for it because I suck searching on Twitter, but we were just chatting about it yesterday. And here's my point of bringing it up. You could even have, before AI gets to the point where you can interact with it like that, you could have the avatar that looks like your perfect, maybe it's Meg the Stallion. I think she's one of the pinnacles right now for me. You look at Meg the Stallion, it could be a Meg the Stallion avatar, but the person you're talking to is Andrew Tate. Remember, he did that. Andrew Tate was chatting. He did it via chat. He admitted it that, these guys are, you got insecurities, horny, money, you're burning through your money, whatever. Andrew Tate's like, I got to chat with them to keep the act going when the girl's asleep or using the bathroom or whatever she's doing. And he would be the one chatting with the dude. And I actually said, let's be honest, it's not going to matter. As long as you don't see the dude, as long as you see what you want to see, it won't matter. I believe in God, but we don't know if this reality is a simulation. We don't know that for sure. I have faith in God, and that, so I don't believe in that. But Elon Musk believes that it could be a simulation. Lex Friedman believes it could be who knows? I mean, that's another religion. I don't know that for sure. I could be an avatar. Your wife could be an avatar. Your girlfriend could be an avatar controlled by some dude. I believe that was a Black Mirror episode. So think of this, and we do have women on the channel, so my apologies for, hopefully I didn't isolate you. Your husband, your boyfriend could be an avatar. Would it matter, ladies, if your husband was an avatar controlled by a woman? It really was a woman just playing a video game. Would it matter? You love them all the same. As long as you don't see them, unless you're into that, which there's nothing wrong with that. I need that drop too from Seinfeld. There's nothing wrong with that. What I got like 10 minutes. I haven't done a tech type topic, so let me go do that real quick. I'm gonna splice this up for my tech channel. Trying to get my channels all popping. I'll probably be back for a live to get these other topics out later in the day. But let me look for the GM topic so I can put this on my other channel. Here we go. Highly anticipated 2024 GMC Hummer EV SUV is finally being built. This will be a short one. Production of the 2024 Hummer EV SUV began January 30th at the GM factory. A plant is the Factory Zero plant, their next generation plant, starting with the Edition 1. Here's the picture. What do you think? So you got the GMC Hummer on the right with the truck bed. Then you've got the SUV covering on the left. Now this is well out of the price range of anything I could afford, but it's fun to look at and see where we're going with these EVs. These Hummers are extremely heavy. They put a lot of batteries in them. They're not very efficient. These are not efficient. If you want to talk about sustainable energy, I need someone to convince me. Maybe I would like to get Warren Redlick on the channel. I think very highly of Warren, and I want to talk to him specifically. You could talk to him about anything. Warren Redlick, if you want to talk about EVs, Tesla, there is no one better than Warren, in my opinion. And I want to talk to him about, I've been on his channel, his locals channel, The Daily Lie. Great guy. I want to talk to him about the sustainable energy part, to make the argument that electric vehicles, how do we calculate that? We know that there's fossil fuels that go into these vehicles. We know that there's damn near literal slavery in the Congo to mine the cobalt for these. How are we calculating that these are better? I like the electric cars better. Do not get me wrong. I think they're better cars, period, for me. Some people like the smell of oil and working on cars. I never like working on cars. I don't like cars. I don't like them breaking down. Don't like it. So these are better. They're golf carts. They're just heavy golf carts. But I'm not sold they're better for the weather. Here it is. You can take the top down of it. It looks dope. I love it. It looks like a huge Grand Jeep Cherokee almost. I mean, it looks dope. Like if I had $1 billion, I would get every Tesla first before this, from the X to the 3. But for this, I would be looking at that. Like, couldn't you picture yourself like going down California, Florida? Let's go to Florida instead. Like a Florida beach, bumping like what? Some like Wu-Tang from the 90s. Like, but with the new vehicle, I could see that. Not with sounds. I don't like sounds of the speakers, just with the standard speakers. I'd be rolling down the beach in Florida, bumping some OGC, some Aesop Rock. That would be dope. That would be dope. The reservations are happy about this. Rejoice. The electric Hummer SUV officially entered production, and they've received more than 90,000 in total for both. So about 45,000 is they're estimating for reserves for this. The reservations went live in 2021. I've still never seen one of these on the road yet. I've seen the Rivians. In Colorado, you see all the EVs. I've seen pretty much every EV that's on the market. I haven't seen a Lucid though. I have not seen. Oh wait, did I see? My brother saw a Lucid. I've never seen a Lucid in person. But let me know if you've seen a Lucid in person. They're gonna have hella horsepower. GMC claiming 7,400 and 11,500 pound feet torque, though the real figures could likely fall between 1,000 and 1,100 pound-feet of torque. The Edition 1 is estimated to have about 300 miles. Remember, in the cold, it goes down a lot. These batteries don't operate well in the cold, so it probably will go down to, who knows, but I have seen, you look at like the cheapest Tesla is probably what, 260 in range. It will go down to 200 or low. It could go down to 150 range in the cold, especially if it's not warmed up and all that. The first edition will be all moonshot green matte. So one color, you got to keep it simple, get the production down. I'm rooting for them. The problem is that Tesla is lowering prices. I'm going to end with this. I'm rooting for them. I want to see people do well. I want competition. As much as I like Tesla, you don't want one company dominating things. That's how the problems start. So good luck, but they've already lowered prices on the Mach-E because Tesla has mass. They have economy of scale. They can lower their prices and still make a profit. They're freezing out the market. They're destroying the market. Tesla's goal is not even to maximize profit. Their goal is to destroy, to conquer. That's what their goal is. And they'll lower the price, make a little bit of profit as long as they dominate the market as much as they can do it with supply. And what's going to happen next? Boom, robo-taxis, and it's a wrap. Everybody's gone. You don't own a car anymore. You use an app. There's no more Uber. There's no more Lyft. You put on your app, robo-car comes to you. You go in it. It'll be much better, safer. That's where they're going. And they're going to dominate the market. And they'll make money off the robo-taxis. That is still the game plan for Tesla. Let me know what you think. There is slavery in the U.S. Pay your taxes. Yeah. Joe Farmer. Mad Cow Mark says, didn't someone get a new Hummer delivered and when they went to charge it, it was going to take 8 days to fully charge? Yeah, I did see that. I think they fixed that. They had problems when they first launched. Tesla had some problems too when they first launched. Not like that, though. Dan Plemick said they owe you for one for the shout out. Who's that? Oh, yeah, I for sure. Okay, yes. The last said, have you seen the fire from those EV batteries? Yes, I have. And there's some concerns with the EV batteries. There's not a huge concern that I'm aware of just the batteries. Well, it depends on the car. So the Volt has had problems. Let me just talk about Tesla. I'm more of an expert on Tesla than these other cars. From Teslas, there are not wide range reports at this moment of Teslas just spontaneously combusting. That's not a thing. Not some type of wide range. Maybe it's happened, but it's not like a wide range concern. What happens though is if there is water, like in Florida when they had the hurricane, it caused a problem where water, electricity don't mix, and there was some of these cars that went ablaze. And when those cars go ablaze, they go ablaze. It is not like a gas car where you just come and just put some water on it and it's over. Nah, this thing takes tons, literally, like, I don't know how many, but lots of gallons and gallons of water. Takes forever to put them out. It is a concern in that case, if there's an accident or water, for sure, damage. So I can speak for Teslas. Teslas, to me, are safe. I've done a lot of research on Teslas. Teslas are I think they're the safest cars on the road. These spontaneous combustions are not a problem. The self-driving is not any type of, you've got to pay attention to it. Accidents can happen with people driving. So there's always going to be accidents. What you have to look at is what's the percentage? What's the percentage of accidents? And I think Teslas are very safe. So I'm going to go wake up my kids. That was a fun morning live. I'll be, just pop it up when I can. I want to do a schedule. I want to make sure I can do a schedule I can meet. It's very difficult, just trying to do a schedule same time every day, as you could imagine. But I appreciate you, everybody. Thanks for listening. I will be back. So I'm going to be clipping these up, putting these on different channels, and hopefully everybody has a great day, man. I kind of like waking up early in the morning. Like, I'm not waking up late. I got time to do lives and do a little bit of research and look at the news and drink some coffee, and then let's get it going strong. Take care.